Channeling Mother Earth.
Of planet Venus. In our blue galaxy.
On behalf of the Intergalactic Federation. Of the populated planets in the universe.
Planet Venus Akashic Record.
By Leah Adam.
Life in Venus. Mother Earth of Venus speaks. Venus, planet of love and romance.
Beloved residents of planet Earth, I come to you with divine mother love and compassion, grace and honor. With the power of my being direct from the center of the supreme consciousness of God, in order to assist you understand what is happening in planet Venus. I am happy to help you create a bridge of light and love that will rise your souls to higher level of existence, grace and mercy, of love and joy, of abundance and freedom for yourselves. Thank you for your existence, for your wonderful hearts that always was and will be free to accept its divinity, its sanctity, and to receive its immortality. I grow with you and through you, dear human beings, without judgment and with great forgiveness. The diamond of my heart and soul, experiencing with my land's children their happiness and suffering. We are one consciousness, united divine presence, great light in infinity. Planet Venus was created shortly after Earth. It is smaller than Earth, therefore Gaia is big and stronger being than me. Through many ages Gaia support all the mothers Earth and especially me, during difficult situations. I thank my dear sister Gaia, for her great contribution throughout long ages to humanity and our universe. Planet Venus reside close to planet Earth, farther from the center of the universe, and have less visitations from Sirius spacecrafts. We are less affected than Earth by the aggressive energies of the era, which come from the center of the universe and Sirius, the blue and purple light frequencies of the new era. However, revolutions of young people happened in the last decade also in Venus. The magnetic field around Venus has romantic pink frequency of light with delicate pastel hues, because we are known for Orions as star of romance and love. The sun of Venus has romantic sunsets with colorful beautiful pink rays. Planet Venus experiencing in this era is Earth third dimension frequency. My residents are not advanced spiritually in the level of planet Earth, and experiencing state of sleep and relatively in a block. In relation to other populated planets of the universe in Venus, many people believe in God and pray in sacred churches. Morality is higher in Venus than in Earth, in all areas of life. I am glad that we don't have many religions, or rigid and domineering beliefs which are conventional in religion, nor a worship around righteous gods and statues like in India. Our religion's people are very humane and have no confusing Bibles writing from middle age. They preach according to their heart orders and to high values between men to his fellow, and help in their community to all the needy with love and great honor. In Venus there are not many homosexual, lesbians, heterosexual, and bisexual people as in planet Earth, but in this age the young generation creates sexual revolution of the conservative last age. In this age in all the populated stars of the universe many men sent to incarnate as women, and women as men, in order to avoid envy between the genders and grow their souls. Especially after the world wars and Jewish Holocaust in Earth where women were tortured and killed by men. My dear sister Gaia and myself must accept in this age on our lands many souls who fell from serious wars, because of overpopulation in the universe and not enough places to incarnate. Thus young people have soft and gentle young souls. They were not ready to fight and die in early age, as strong men on earth. They are angry about their death. It could be that they born too fast in new life to the other gender, because they are young souls who couldn't survive in the astral dimensions long time. Unfortunately, most of the residents of our universe still experiencing in this era after so many long eons, ignorance, forgetfulness, and hard human mire of the third dimension. Venus is known for many eons as a decent and humane star, we honored by the Intergalactic Federation for high morality and peace of wars, from the Supreme Creator and other high divine factors in creation. Angelic soul mainly incarnated on Venus, most of them in this age still not old souls. They have peaceful nature and like simple romantic life. They are not so competitive, gentle and generous to each other, therefore wars ever occurred in Venus, and we are very honored in the Intergalactic Federation of the populated planets in the universe, as star of love and high morality. Through ages Venus could not agree to made contract for life with people who has low moral level, and were cruel or corrupt. The laws of karma in planet Venus still tough in this era of corruption issues, infidelity in relationships between men and women, abuse and corruption in workplace. People die in relative young age in Venus because of bad karma. They become sick and die due to bad behaviors in relationships and work. We don't have police or prisons, army and other punishment than the law of karma, therefore it's strict. The economic situation in Venus was good for ages thanks to the high level of humanity of my inhabitants. The lands are fertile all around my lands thanks to balanced weather. The leaders of the state support everyone and believe in socialist regime. People eat natural food, we don't have animals to kill. Over many ages delight peaceful energy was in the planet, and my residents didn't suffer from hunger and poverty like in Earth, or no shelters and overpopulation. In the big cities people become rich easily and lived in high welfare. They are generous, troth each others in workplaces, give employees lots of money, and vacations. There are factories and shops, primitives compared to Earth. Venus don't have countries and boards. There are areas and cities, or countryside, no car to transfer far distance, no horses to drive on them or other big animals, except to birds and the water animals in the big oceans. Unfortunately, over the past century Venus descended to low frequency economically and morally, and formed in it a class differences. The industrial and in technology, science, or medical in the star are not developed as in Earth, therefore life are more difficult and people die fast. In this age the weather in Venus became colder in many areas, especially in the countryside, and there is not enough natural food for people. Diseases that never would before in Venus spread in the star, and people die in young age from them and from starvation in some areas or poison food. In the remote farmers' region from the major cities people work in agriculture and live modestly. There are no mosquitoes and insects or other germs in such scale as on Earth. But this age is tough in Venus, therefore more evolve and good souls incarnate on Earth which has evolved technology. I, Mother Earth of Venus, don't used to such suffering on my land for eons. The universe empowers but descend to denser frequency because of human wars, hate and anger of humanity, therefore this happening. Time frequency in planet Venus is a little faster than on Earth, therefore the childhood, old age, and life expectancy is relatively short, also because life is hard without advanced technology and medical to save life. Queens are leaders still in this age in some areas of the star. There are also man leaders who believe in socialism, the states taking care of elderly and the needy, and grant to all their residents medical and emotional care for free. My residents who are angelic souls are subtle and sensitive. They like art and beauty. They are not evolved in the left brain but the right, therefore don't like to study much in university science. They have plenty of time to enjoy their families and like to walk or travel with primitive wagons in nature. It is pastoral and beautiful to watch the big green parks in Venus, which has romantic atmosphere and very pretty people, like an old time before the technology was developed on Earth. The inhabitants of Venus are known by their external beauty. They are tall and impressive, and love themselves very much because of that. Our men are tall, and more beautiful than the men on planet Earth. Women are elegant in the cities and conservative in relation to Earth. We have no industry of cinemas and televisions that develop the ego worship of singers and actors. Venus is known in its spectacular musicals with the romantic and classic costumes, with no cheap strippers as in Las Vegas which humiliating women. Without advanced electricity, the music and dancing in Venus is not powerful. It is very romantic, in old-fashioned style. We don't have cinema, rather big theaters which show dramatic, romantic, and political plays. They show the nature of life in Venus as it is and the political opinion of the nation, without exaggeration as the performances in Earth. Not much comedy in Venus as on Earth. In this age, sexual transmitted disease that never were in Venus developed, and are killing young women mostly. Like on Earth, the residents of my lands admire singers, dancers, and theatre actors, but don't have TV and cinema to worship them. The karmic law in sexual moral in Venus is strict, but also in Earth there are many sexual diseases because of that. Free sex with many partners spread all over the universe, in the astral dimensions and the third dimension stars. The young generation in Venus are tired of their conservative parents and their roles. In this era we allowed with no choice many young souls to incarnate in Venus, resulting of the wars in planet Sirius. Many of these young people rebel the conventions. They are not yet ready for new life, refuse to work hard and accept any authority and discipline from their parents and from work and school institutes. The universe is experiencing now particularly aggressive era. The youth people in Earth also rebel the conventions, and dress in black threatened clothes and iron to scare people like in Earth. The large demonstrations spread all over the planet. The leaders are as 30 and 40, among them many hippies who dress studded clothing and have untidy long hair like in Earth. The youth rebellious in the street of the big cities in Venus, demand from the government to support and give them the right to live in beautiful institutions in nature, like the many institutions that government support and grants in them the right of free living to sick and elderly people. The youth believe that they should not be servants of others. They refuse to accept any authority from their employers, and would like to organize tribal communes of freedom life without work and big commitments in nature. They remember that they lived in free of work communities in the astral dimensions, and born very fast due to not appropriate behaviors and stable life. In addition, souls who arrived from planet Earth and use drugs discovered in certain plants as in Earth strong drugs which they use. In this age in Venus, many of the younger generation in the big cities reveled the conventions in much determination, among them aliens from new populated stars in the universe and other universes. I'm Mother of the planet Venus, worried for tough revolutions of the young generation in Venus, between their parents and adults. They are right in some level because their parents are too conservative and don't give them enough freedom. In planet Earth, the parents less strict with their children and grant them more freedom and dignity. People in Venus live the illusion of the third dimension too much in relation to their children. They believe that their children are shadows of themselves. They don't realize that the children have soul of their own, and they know what they want in their lives. I am glad that weapon never developed on my lands, and we don't have army because human wars never occurred in our planet. The youth rebel through daring demonstrations at Venus schools also. In them there is severe discipline, and many of them run away and live in the streets. These youth people are sleeping in the squares of the big cities on the floor, or in parks, refuse to work and unload all the burden. In different centers of the capital cities of Venus, the youth protest as their sexual freedom in front of the adults and their parents. by establish sex in public on the big city's squares. In the many small and country towns of the star, the youngest are still disciplined and educated. There are no cars and televisions to keep them busy in trips and movies, neither phone and computers. I'm glad that we don't have TVs to show the occurrences in the vastness of the star, which will influence badly all the realms of my lands. The flower children and beautiful hippies who love peace and love, justice and human freedom, came also from planet Earth. They are beautiful and delicate souls, but in this era also they joined the mass revolts. I am shocked at the amount of the mass youth who disturb in the streets. Planet Venus experienced shock after Ovarians that remain conservative and its immoral laws are stiff, especially in matters of its daughters, because they are beautiful and gentle angelic souls. Their creators can't see them destroyed and become cheap as in Earth. Creation approaching era of freedom and liberation, therefore rebellion spread in it powerfully. The youngest of Venus are not spiritual, who opened on the DNA and understood the false of duality games. I, Mother Earth of planet Venus, as my sisters Earth mothers of Jupiter and Gaia, believe that prohibiting sex industry and cheap magazines, or striptease clubs, should not be allowed. The queens in Venus are very conservative, also the man leaders. Humans in this age rebelled the conventions of the conservative past ages and fed the marriage institution, especially in the astral dimensions where they are free from work and are unable to give birth to children. In Venus, people don't marry and sometimes have sexual relationship between brothers and sisters, or parents and children, especially if they are isolated in the countryside and lonely. In the Intergalactic Federation of the populated planet I, Mother Earth of Venus, asked to liberate the universe of any agreement or contract with the dark forces that are trying to destroy the peace in our ancient universe, and opposed to transcend the universe into the fifth dimension and to the association of our precious creation. Over the ages I pray that the big forces of Satan in the universe, and in this age for the cruel aliens which increased in the solar system of our universe and disturb people life in the high astral dimensions and in the populated planet, will ascend in the light to higher frequency and stop their wars. As well, I pray for the end of terrorism on Earth and around the galaxy systems and the enlightenment sons of this transcendental universe, for the end of civil brothers wars in all the ancient and important populated stars in the universe, and the end of human suffering. I call upon the kingdoms of angels and archangel of peace, grace and love, in the universe, to come with large presence, with consent and divine authority, help or liberate the inhabitants of the universe, and purify evil forces of the universe alien who deny their true nature and divinity. I call all the sublime beings in this universe, the supreme high forces of divinity, which are aware and enlightened, to wake up and declare their natural right to live on the face of their lands, free of fear, suffering, hatred and anger, free for eternal eons of bliss. I, Mother Earth of planet Venus, give thanks to the high divine beings and to human beings, who arrived during this important time from high light realms of divine unity to help assist the ascension and balance of the universe and creation. They have granted our residents exceedingly strong protections, important blessings, and extensive grace. Dear residents of planet Earth, I am calling you, advanced spiritual teachers in Earth, agree to incarnate after this lifetime in Venus in order to help my residents and the young generation awake and ascend. I am asking you to honor our ancient creators who created our planets. Forgive for your suffering the ancient creators of planet Earth and the universe, and our dear and beloved Father Mother God who reside in the depth of your hearts and souls, and love yourself unconditionally as we love you. On behalf of the Divine Earth Mother of the populated planets in the universe, who represent the feminine aspect of God, the goddesses of creation, I send my blessing and love, sanctifications and grace to you, beloved precious Earth residents. Thank you for the right to speak. May God be with you.